Welcome to Still Wakes the Deep. If you're new to the channel or a long-time viewer, let me tell you now. I have a fear of the ocean, of being submerged in water. It is something I am terrified of. I also have a fear of heights, so what better game to make me truly scared than this one that takes place on an isolated oil rig in the middle of the North Sea. Still Wakes the Deep is a terrifying atmospheric puzzle horror game set in 1975 following Kaz McCleary, an electrician trying to escape the oil rig after a mysterious disaster awakens something beneath the waves that changes everyone he knew into twisted versions of themselves. Still Wakes the Deep has 38 trophies, with 27 bronze, 5 gold, 5 silver, and that coveted platinum that only 5% of players have managed to achieve. We will be playing through the game twice, experiencing the horrors that the Buried D oil rig has to offer, the many different challenges and deaths the game wants us to experience, and some scares along the way, with the second playthrough to clean up anything we may have missed, using the very handy chapter select. So, with all that information out of the way, let's platinum Still Wakes the Deep. Chapter 1, or what I assume is Chapter 1 as the game just gives us giant place names going forward, starts with us being a little creepy by staring at this man in the shower for 30 seconds, giving us the McCleary trophy. The first of many missable trophies we start is Snoop for entering every cabin in the game, one we won't get until nearly the end of the game. The second is the Good with the Lecky trophy by turning on this TV, which is one of 13 electrical tasks needed, and the one truly missable piece of this trophy, with the light switch being a close second, as the rest are all story related. The third missable trophy we work towards is Social Butterfly, for introducing ourselves to everyone in the intro sequence. 3 of the missable encounters happen in the cafeteria, with Roy being the only unmissable story-related one. He is also our best friend and godfather to Kaz's children, and also was the one who got us the job on the rig in the first place. And after talking with him, we earn our second trophy, or Beans and Forgiveness. Heading outside, we get the second half of the Social Butterfly trophy, with 4 encounters here, with Scooby being the last one. And even though it's a game, I am already tapped out on talking to people. This is Rennick, our boss who just fired us for getting into a fight back on the mainland, and someone who we will become a bit more intimate with later on. And so, after falling into the ocean, we have beaten the introduction. After waking up and getting warm, we get the trophy The Sickening of the Calm for surviving our little tumble into the sea, which I immediately do again after a conversation with Brody, starting both the Finley Destination trophy, which is to die in every possible way, of which there are 15, and Full Fathom 5, for falling into the ocean in 5 different places, which, as a tip, it only counts as a new place once you see the place card appear on screen telling you you are in a new area. I also get the first glimpse of whatever this thing is, and after a little more traversing, we are now in engineering, where I learned there is a hide mechanic for lockers that I literally never use except for this one time. I also begin the body count trophy by finding the first unmissable crew member, Douglas. Now this trophy is a little weird. There are 19 bodies total to find, with some of the bodies only needing you to look at them, while others require you to interact with them. I don't know why they did it this way, but with a little more traversing, we get the breathe in, breathe out, repeat trophy for escaping engineering successfully and warm ourselves up again, ready for the next set of horrors, which take place on accommodation, starting yet another one of the missable trophies called Clear Down, for answering all 8 of the missable phone calls. There are 13 total phone calls in the game, so be sure to get them all, as the story ones do not count towards this trophy. And here is our second mutated crew member, Trot. Although we don't see him just yet, you can clearly tell what's happening to him isn't anything good. Also, if you check the TV here, you will see that you can't interact with it. And if you didn't get it at the beginning, well, that's your fault because I already talked about it. Moving on ahead, we meet Rob again, who tells us to get to the lifeboats as a way to escape, and after promising to clear the way and not leave him behind, we get the usual glimpse of freedom taken away from us, because nothing ever goes as planned in a horror game, does it? However, it does earn us the Home by Christmas trophy for our efforts, and in the words of Kaz, our boss is a
Cheap bastard.
at least he was good enough to supply fire extinguishers, getting us another trophy called Fahrenheit 0451 for putting out the fire, and I'm assuming is a reference to the book sharing the same name. Skipping ahead a little, we are on our way back to Rob when we finally see the infected trots, and honestly, I think the build up to the monster was scarier than the actual monster. The bumps, the noises, they gave me a sense of dread at something I didn't know, but this, I'm not too scared of. Especially since there is a trophy for throwing something at them, which I failed a few times, but I needed to die to him anyway for Finley Destination. So it's all good, and after my 4th try, I got the General Strike trophy and can now leave the area, get back to Rob, earning yet another trophy called Eye of the Needle. Now we are outside again, but in typical UK fashion, the weather is terrible wherever we go, and we cannot see anything. But we can hear something, or someone, moving around. We also get Rennick telling us to get to the helicopter to escape, but not before we get the trophy Jet Sam for throwing something into the sea. But it's not a plastic straw, so don't worry, no turtles were harmed at least. And I randomly got the trophy leaning into it, for leaning and looking at a monster, which honestly, I didn't do that because I did not see Mur until the 2nd time around, because he killed me from God knows where, and this is what he looks like. Lovely bloke, isn't it? And so, after escaping from Mur, I start yet another missable trophy called Not So Good with the Lecky for dying to every electrical hazard in game. Basically, if you see some exposed wires, go jump into them, which I forgot to do with a few of them it seems. And yet again, in true horror fashion, Rennick left us on the helipad, which of course means he then crashes the helicopter too, and we got a trophy called Everything Breaks for watching it happen, so I'm happy about that. And to celebrate, I launched myself into what I believe is the ocean, but I was clearly wrong. Jumping ahead into administration, we answer another phone call about repairing the generators and make it to the radio room, where we have to legitimately stand here for 3 minutes while it lists the weather report for different areas in the world, earning us the Sailing By trophy. And I just want you to experience this next part, as I do keep my mic on when recording these things, just in case. Oh, that's a big head! Rennick? See? I'm gonna go with no Rennick, sorry. Sorry, dude. Big head, big head, big head, big head, big head, big head. You fired me, Rennick! You fired me! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! No! No! Oh my god, big head. No, you fired me, Rennick! You fired me! You should not be asking for help from me! Oh, he's behind me! Oh! Let me leave, let me leave, let me leave! Go, 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 go. This is a cutscene. Let me leave. Why is he waiting so long? You've done every other door with ease. Oh, oh, Rennick. Oh, Rennick. Oh, let me out. After that manly escape, we earn the I Am the King trophy for escaping Rennick, and with a hop, skip and a jump, I hurl myself one final time into the ocean, earning the full Fathom 5 trophy. Something about getting multiple trophies so close together is always satisfying to see. After fishing myself out of the ocean, I want to slowly show this bit here. This is the only area with gas in it that is needed for the Finley Destination, but I immediately turned it off, showing even I can make mistakes. But now we are back in engineering, and after a few quiet moments I noticed when the monsters will appear, because you're suddenly allowed to pick up items again, which after throwing 50 of them we get the Look at All This Mess trophy and compression ignition for restarting the generators. I also want to show you my favourite moment with a deer, the monster who has been chasing us. This was also a secondary moment I realised these monsters aren't really that scary. So, after a little sneaking, we make our way into the pontoons to help stabilise the barrier D. Our trip to the ground floor was nothing special. I decided platforming wasn't for me, so I took the quick way down by jumping off the edge, landing in the water that has now flooded the area because of the creature expanding all over the rig. And with my little swim here, I got 2 more trophies, with Greased Scotsman for sprinting in all movements and traversals on the barrier D, listed here, and the second being Serenal Anoxia for drowning inside the rig. And honestly, the complete darkness is why I'm scared of being submerged in water. Moving on a little, we meet O'Connor, who is one of 2 people we see in the middle of transforming, and also one of 2 sections with a button mashing QTE. Lastly, make sure you die to him, he's also a part of the Finley Destination trophy. But after a long time down below, we make it to the lift, get treated to this beautiful looking moment, and even earn the surfacing trophy for escaping the pontoons. Our next area is the processing quad, to divert the gas before it explodes, and to make matters worse, Adair is making a special guest appearance to stop us in our tracks. However, once again, he is stopped by a thin piece of metal and seemingly forgets where we are, so we are free to torment him with random objects till we can get where we need to go. Which of course ends in failure, and us yet again needing to go above and beyond the call of duty. We are treated to this moment, which I did find funny.
Did you hear me, Kaz? Wave or something so I know you receive it.
Prick.
Understood. Godspeed.
So, after another chase with a deer, we actually managed to get ourselves a little payback by setting him ablaze with the reed lighter, earning us the Beacon in the Dark trophy, which, if you can't tell by the situation I'm in, I didn't exactly have the time to read what it was about, but it was for relighting the flare. And I hope you like engineering, because we are back there yet again, where we finally remember Roy, who's gotten himself a little trapped. So after arguing with Finley and Brody, we are off to save our mate yet again, swimming underwater, which I'm gonna skip because 99% of it was darkness. So here's a trophy for escaping engineering called Treading Water. And with us being back in accommodations, we are chased by Trots through the vents, which was extremely slow and not exactly scary. But after escaping him and looking at this body that counts towards the body count trophy, then searching some more rooms, we finally get the Snoop trophy for visiting every cabin, and also the Me and My Spoon trophy for finding Rob's spoon. Also, make sure to stare at Trots for a few seconds here, he also counts towards body count. Making it to the roof, we are treated to this amazing looking scene of the creature now spiraling into the sky as we get the Bufo 11 trophy for making it to the roof. But as all horror games go, we are too late to save our friend Roy, who unfortunately passed away due to not getting his insulin shot in time. And after an emotional scene of screaming our love for our friend, we wipe our tears and press on to Marine Control, where we find Roper, who is in the middle of transforming. So after a quick call and even more things an electrician shouldn't do, we get the trophy Good with the Lecker for interacting with the final electrical interaction, which you should have also gotten if you didn't miss the TV or the light switch at the beginning of the game. A few seconds later, we also get the trophy Leviathan for rebalancing the barrier D, which clearly annoyed Roper as he decided to rope us up for the second button mashing QTE. And after one more underwater section with our boss Rennick, we leave him behind and get the trophy The Drowning of Davy Rennick for defeating Rennick and entering the final act of the game. It begins with Finley going off the deep end and saying she is going to blow up the rig, so enjoy my mad ramblings while chasing her, because I thought it was hilarious if Kaz suddenly turned insane. No. Finley, I just lost Brody. I don't want to lose you. Or me. Especially me. Finley. I'm coming for you, Finley. I'm the monster now, Finley. Give me the lighter, Finley. Give me the lighter, Finley. You're not getting off here, Finley. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna see Susie. I'm gonna see my kids, Finley. Even if I have to kill you to get that done, Finley. Even if you have to die, Finley, I'm getting to my children, Finley. You're not stopping me, Finley. Which did actually lead to her being crushed by some falling debris. And after talking to Finley before she passes, we steel our resolve to do what needs to be done. Take her lighter and we make our way into the belly of the beast, earning the trophy the horror sings for entering the derrick. And so, after walking into the center of the derrick, gas and oil all around us, we light the lighter, drop it into the abyss below, and go out in a blaze of glory. And that is Still Wakes the Deep, a psychological horror that shows that even the everyday man can be a hero. For this first playthrough, we get the trophy Still Wake the Deep for beating the game, and also Walking Simulator for not running more than 10 minutes. But we still have a few trophies, so let's go grab them. Also, please forgive this little supercut as I was in the wrong profile with OBS, so my recording is super stretched. Our first pickup is a missable trophy Clear Down for answering every optional call. This one I missed because it turns out you actually have to double back to this phone to get it. The second is for finding the last of the crew members, which shockingly is right next to Finley at the end of the game, earning us the body count trophy. Third up is the missable trophy Not So Good with the Lecker for dying to all electrical hazards in the game. Fourth is Finley Destination for dying in all possible ways, with our last being a deer, which I'm gonna be honest, I went through everything else before getting to him as I thought I already died to him. Last but certainly not least, we get a trophy that I know I will butcher, but translated means the ocean will give its own, for beating the game in Scottish Gaelic. And finally, Roughneck for getting the platinum for Still Wakes the Deep. Still Wakes the Deep is a fun horror game, although the horror for me personally was short-lived because as time went on I knew when something was coming up because I was allowed to pick up the throwables. Although, I can't lie, it did still get me at times with the jump scares and some of the water sections. So, I do think if you want a quick platinum that honestly with a guide you could do in one sitting, although you would be doing the game a disservice that way, I say give it a go. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe because I enjoyed recording this. I hope you enjoyed watching. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and from Kaz and I, goodbye.